Hello and welcome. Yes, it is so awesome to be back in my Tesla. Today I'm in the Tesla Model Y. I have in my Tesla Model Y Early Access Program FSD Beta 10.8. This is the beta for full self-driving. But what I wanted to talk to everybody about today is the release of the new what's called holiday version software, which is 10.8. And it shows up as actually version 11. So it's 11V. And most people will get this. If they don't get it all in one day, they'll certainly get it over the next few days. Tesla's intention, obviously, was to deliver this software for the holidays. It does include a lot of cool holiday features. Now, my version of software shown here is very, very much like every one that is not full self-driving beta, with the exception, of course, there is no full self-driving in the normal software. So a lot of folks I've seen on Twitter and other places are kind of, I don't know, wigged out is a better term, of the new software and how it doesn't look like the old software. Well, let me tell you a little story. I'm an old guy. I've had phones, I've had computers, and all of those have had new software updates over the years. At first you look at it and say, dang, it is not the same. But I'm here to tell you, it is a neat update. It includes a lot of updated functionality. It gives you the ability to do things you could not with the old software. So my suggestion is, take a look at the software and understand how it works. And I'm going to do my best today to kind of show you some of the basic features. We won't have time to go into all of the features, but I'll go through enough to make you comfortable. When you first get it, you're going to get a screen very much like this. It won't say full self-driving unless you're a beta tester already, but the list here of release notes will be very much the same. So let's go through a couple of them quickly, and I'd like to get to the actual user interface, or UI for short, to make you comfortable and be able to not freak out when you see your new update arrive in your Tesla. Typical to Tesla's releases, these releases happen every few weeks or every month, and in each release they have what are called release notes, and they explain the changes, as you can see here. The first highlighted item is full self-driving beta suspension, and I'm not going to sit here and read it all. The information you will see in your software will explain exactly what that version does and the changes, how it affects you and the operation in your vehicle. So this is the version 10.8. Everybody else will see version 11, and the release notes are here. It explains a little bit about how the release notes are set up and what added functionality and features are added with this release. Typical to Tesla's releases, they're not just adding a tic-tac-toe game, they're adding many, many features and repairing bugs that have occurred between releases. So it's very interesting to read the actual release notes here, and they go on and talk about that. Full self-driving beta, which pertains to me here, it explains that they now have a wider view. In fact, I'll show you it's actually a whole view of the entire mind of the car, and the car, what it sees with all of its 8 cameras. Remember, with full self-driving, it's just like you. You have to turn your head left and right and look in the rear view mirror and check what's around you. The full self-driving software and the car's cameras in general monitor all of the views from all of the directions all at one time. And what's shown here on the screen is what the car sees. It detects people, animals, cars, obstructions, all kinds of stuff, and it's shown here, right here on the main screen as you drive. And that's full self-driving beta. Driving visualization is what you can have even though you do not have full self-driving beta. It now is visible on your screen, and it either is in the left side or you can extend it to be the entire screen as wide as you see here. You will see that the wide screen will show the entire what the car is looking at, and we call that the car's mind's eye. Okay? Cabin camera. The cabin camera is a small camera. It's located right here. Okay? This cabin camera is a small camera that looks at the driver, looks at the passengers, and looks in the cabin. The camera is not just a camera. It actually has some software that monitors the driver where he's looking or she's looking. If you're not paying attention to the road, you'll get notified on the car. The car will alert you to the fact that you're not paying attention or you're messing around in the car. Perhaps you're looking at your phone. If you looking at your phone, then you got a problem because you're not paying attention to driving. The car will detect this and alert you to that effect. And that's what the internal camera is for. They don't care if you're picking your nose or hawking a loogie or whatever. It is for you to pay attention in the car, and that's really important. Holiday light show. Now this is a very cool thing. I don't think I'll demonstrate it. You can probably see a dozen of them on the YouTube of everybody demonstrating it. But what it does is provide a light show externally with music and everything, kind of like the Model X used to do when you would put it into demo mode like that. It's very cool. The next update here is customization app launcher, and I'll show you that here in a minute. This is where, like, I have an iPhone where you can actually pull down the more used icons right here in the bottom, and then I can then just hit them, and it's like a quick key to go wherever I need to go. They've simplified controls here. Very easy, understandable icons here. It explains about it here in the notes. We have waypoints. This is a new feature Tesla added. The last revision added waypoints, but now they've improved the waypoint editor where I can go from here to the bank to the store to the movies and back home, and all set up the navigation to do that in one route with waypoints along the way. Some of you may watch what's called TikTok. You may not know what the heck that is. Essentially, that's a 60-second video that people make. You can make it. You can download the software onto your smartphone, make your own TikToks for 60 seconds and upload it. And it allows people to watch a small, short subject, and it's called TikTok. Sonic the Hedgehog. I think probably most folks are old enough to know when Sonic came out. Sonic is just another one of the games here on the car. Also, they've improved the Battle of Polytopia and added multiplayer support. That's right. You can take a game controller and plug it into the USB ports and have two people play this game. It's kind of cool. Sudoku, yes, that's right. They've got that on here now too. They also have subwoofer editing. For those of you who love their music and want to edit the bass response, you now can do that. They've added additional cold weather options here that improve the car's ability to drive in cold weather. We also have something very cool. It's called automatic seat heaters. How it works, essentially, you turn it on. When you set the temperature here in the car will then set the temperature of your seat to exactly that temperature. Normally when you preheat a car or start a car, the car warms up inside, but the seats stay cold unless you actually turn the seats on. But invariably the seats are way too hot. So this way they're exact same temperature as the cabin. We also have dash cam clips. If you're at all familiar with what Tesla does, it actually uses a 4-camera built-in dash cam. It records activity when you drive, and now they've improved the management of those stored, captured clips. Dark mode. The user interface improvements allow dark mode. You can have a darker colored screen or a lighter colored screen, and you can set that up now. And of course, last but not least, over to the right of the big map, you have this little panel. When you touch the map, the center is, of course, traffic. These are attractions and points of notice, like churches and stores and things like that. And then up top, of course, is the satellite mode. And that little panel that appears here on the main screen can disappear. All right, so that is essentially what this new revision does. Let's have a look at the screen now. So here is the map, okay? And a map is characteristic just like any Tesla map. It shows it up in black and white. And remember, I talked about that little screen. If I touch this, it'll show us in satellite mode, which gives us good detail. Frankly, I don't like that. It's too much. As you see, we have traffic turned on. If we go to a congested area here and zoom in, the traffic shows up as a lighter orange all the way to dark red to black, which indicates the amount of traffic. This is a Google feature, and if you have a cell phone of any kind, you will also have traffic generally on your cell phone. So here is the main screen, and you say, well, geez, it looks just like it used to. Well, it kind of is. They moved a few things around. For example, the compass. I can go where I'm pointed here, or I can go north straight up on the map. That was over there, now it's here. Navigation has not changed. Here is the battery status. If I click this, it jumps immediately to the battery status, 74%. One of the things they added here with the screen, you see a little 74%. If I touch that, look what happens. We now show it in miles. If I touch it again, we go back to percentage. It's kind of handy. A lot of people don't know that. And you don't touch, if you touch the battery, the energy graph goes away. All right, so let's get that out of here, and let's just take a quick view through here. I don't want to make this video 9 months long. We have the car, which is standard here. If I touch it, it brings up a whole screen of controls, but what they did here, this first item, has more of the more useful things. If I want to adjust the mirrors, I tap that. I adjust the control here on my steering wheel and adjust it, and it makes it easier to do that. Or I can adjust the steering wheel or the dash cam recording, or I can hit Sentry mode. Also, the windshield wipers are here. They're currently in auto. They used to be on a card that would slide around here and a little icon down below. We don't need that anymore. I can fold mirrors real easy, child locks, window locks, and glove box. There's also a glove box pin that you can secure the glove box. Headlights are on auto, the auto high beam here. It's all pretty simple. And these are the most used controls here under controls. The next down, they moved a couple things around here. The acceleration, sport, standard, and hold is here. I also have off-road assist and slip start. These are under pedals and steering. Charging we saw, right? We'll go to autopilot. Autopilot hasn't really changed. It has some options here, of course, to enable full self-driving or autopilot in general. And these are all here on this screen. Get my fat hand out of the way. Oops. All right. So that is under autopilot. Locks, obviously, locks are either through the key card that they give you like a credit card, or they allow you to set up your phone, and that's what I do. You just walk near the car, a car opens up, you get in and drive away. Lights, what do I explain on lights? Auto, ambient lights, and so on. Nothing's really changed there. Display, it's kind of cool, and the display is this here. This is the center control. So what happens when this display goes away? Nothing. You just get in and you use the controls on the steering wheel and you drive. Don't freak out. It's set up to work that way. Okay, so we go down here. We've got all the languages. I don't think I can score them here. No, sorry. Set up different parameters, F, C, PSI. Trips are the trips. You can set them up for wherever you drive. It's now in a bigger screen. It used to be set up on a smaller screen, about half of the main screen. Navigation, Google navigation, just like you have on your cell phone. Safety and security, all the same controls, except for this one is very cool. View live camera via mobile app. I'm unaware that any other car manufactured on the planet has this feature. This is very cool. And you say, well, I don't need to see that. Well, yeah, you do. You get your smartphone out, pull your app up, and if you are curious anything around your car, not only can you see out of all four sides of your car, but you can also speak from your cell phone out the speaker in the car to tell people to get away from the car or ask them what they need or whatever. And it comes out in a robotic voice. It's very cool. And if you're as old as I am and remember seeing Battlestar Galactica in the Cylons, it sounds like a Cylon. So it's kind of scary. Service. The tire pressure used to be in a card over here, now is here. It's more centrally located, and it shows the pounds or the bar here of all four tires. The manual, headlights, and all this kind of stuff is here. If you wash your car on a regular basis, Tesla has added what's called car wash mode. Car wash mode allows the car, once you're in a mechanical car wash, to go into a neutral state and let the car wash push you through. Normally in a Tesla, it doesn't allow you to do that, but you got to go into car wash mode, and I will tell you, you have to read the instructions before you get into the car wash, or you might be in trouble. So just read it first. Software. Yep, look at that. I've got 38,000 miles here on the Model Y, and I'm up to date in software. I've got the latest version software here. As a beta tester, I don't get version 11. I get another subversion, but with full self-driving, I don't really care what the version is as long as the 10.8 just keeps counting up here. Software update. Some folks have asked me, how do I get the latest software? Right here. Normally it comes in standard. Set it to advanced. Advanced will get intermediate beta updates where you can not beta full self-driving, don't get me wrong. It'll be interim releases that are not official releases. So you'll get to try newer software quicker, and while there may be an issue or not, you can then set it to advanced, and it explains how all that works. All right, that really hasn't changed. They organized it on one page. And of course, upgrades. Tesla now allows you, I don't need any upgrades. This car has everything that is available. If you had an option that you hadn't purchased, it'll show up here, and the software now allow you to set that up. Okay, so that's set up. Let's look at music. Say you're a music buff. Say you want different things. So you see these three little dots right here? If I touch that, now, on my iPhone, if you have a desire to have more used icons right at the bottom of the software, and I can kind of show you that here. So in my iPhone here, these right here are all replaceable. So let me just show you. On the iPhone, if I want to arrange this stuff, what you do is you can do one of two things. You can press and hold the main screen where there's no icons, and you can grab an icon with your finger and move it around, and it'll move them around in position. See how that works? So you have that already on your iPhone. Same with these icons across the bottom. I can take these commonly used iPhone icons and shove them up here, and the ones I use more, I'll put it on down here. Okay? So what Tesla's done is very much the same. Let's say that I listen to the radio all the time and I don't care about the backup camera. I just take the radio icon here. I can, press and hold it, right? And drag it down. See what it did? It added to the place right across the bottom. And let's say that, hey man, I listen to Spotify all the time, and I'm going to drag the Spotify down there. Now you see what it did is it's only going to have so many across the bottom. Like, what's this one? This is FM radio. You say, I don't want that. I'm going to put that back there. And you say, oh, well, I really want the dash cam down here because I use the heck out of it, right? And you can go, yeah, I want the arcade down there too because I really want that. But you see what it's done? It only allows up to 4 mobile app or used buttons here, and I hit the X, and of course I have my 4 common ones that I can use. This is a power graph. I'm not sure why that's over there. Maybe I can do this, and I can say maybe I need to put it over there. Recent apps. Now, so depending upon what you use most, let's say I do Spotify, right? Oh, sorry. I'm going to grab Spotify and put it down. Go do that. And I'm going to say, yep, that's my recently used app. This is the backup camera here in the car for the, I should say, the dash cam viewer. You're going to see it here once it indexes my card. And then I go and I say, well, I want to go to arcade over here. And the recently used ones will then get updated here on the car. Now, one other thing, like on my Mac, okay, on my Mac, you see this little underbar right here? It's right under the power graph. If I click this, you see where the little line went? That means that that one is currently active. If I go to Spotify, it's active. If I close the viewer here, you see that it goes back to Spotify because that's what I opened up last. To shut that off, just click it and it shuts off this option. If I want to go to the phone, I can do that. I can click over here on the backup camera, or the cameras, I should say, with my messy garage. You can go to arcade and so on. And that's settable by you. This is the temperature. And the way it works is I can actually, it's got a feature that you say, well, let me clear all this out and get back to the map. Okay. There, now we're back to the map, and you say, well, I want to get the temperature adjusted, right? Well, you can take anywhere along here and swipe up, and you get your temperature screen. This is the windshield defroster, the back defroster, AC, auto, front. You can even look at all the seats. You can turn the seats on here if you wish. These can't turn on because we're on automatic. And then I can go up here, and look at this. I don't have a heated steering wheel. You know why? Because this is serial number 431 2020 Model Y. They didn't have it back then. Bummer. Guess I'll have to buy another car. All right, and then over here we've got our dog modes. Remember dog mode? Well, you can set all that stuff up here. Right down here it's kind of hard to see, but you see the seat there? If I turn it into auto, that's the auto seat heater. Okay? And I can also then manually adjust it if I wish. Okay? Yeah, it's moved. It's not right across the bottom of the screen, but it's not hard to get to. How do you get to it? Anytime you swipe it up, hit your seats, swipe it down. You're done. It's that hard. All right. Well, that about does it without getting too deep, but that's basically the changes you're going to see here in the Model Y, Model 3, Model S, and Model X Teslas. They've changed up the UI. It allows them to do more things, more flexibility, and the like. If you don't have a Tesla and you're saying to yourself, well, gee, my EV doesn't have this. Well, maybe it's time to actually upgrade to a Tesla. Why? Well, it's a car. Yep, it'll get you from here to there, but there's lots and lots of features that a Tesla has that your car, if it's a non-Tesla, may not have. And it's certainly something to look at. If you're currently driving a fossil fuel, that is a gasoline or diesel type car, and are thinking to update, let me tell you a couple things that really allow the Tesla to shine. This user interface, or simply called the UI, allows the car to have additional features and functionality. Just as you saw with this upgrade, I have 3 more games. I have more functionality. I have the ability to share things with my phone and do things that I couldn't do in the previous release. Did I have to take it to a dealer? No. Essentially, all I had to do here is take the software, I should say, take the car and hook it up to the Wi-Fi, and it's hooked up right here, okay? As you can see, Radio Ranch Big Garage 5. It's hooked up to my current Wi-Fi. Why? It allows me to get all the updates of the software here and interact with the car over Wi-Fi. If the car is not in Wi-Fi range, then it uses an internal cell phone connection, and that connection then allows connectivity with my app. A Tesla, if you don't know, has an app that comes with the car, and as you can see from this demonstration, you can see as soon as I select it here, 70 degrees. Now watch, I'm going to lower the temp. 69, 69, ready? Oops. If I don't hit the wrong button, I turned it off remotely. Okay, we're going to go to 68, 68, 67, 67. So it's near real time, and you can see from the animations here on the app what the car is actually doing. I got my seat turned on. I'm going to shut that off. Oof, getting hot in here. So there you have it. That is new version 11, or for us beta folks, 10.8. A lot of cool changes on the screen. I've heard negativity where people go, well, it's not the same. Well, you know, it's okay to have an upgrade, and it's okay for you to learn something else. And it's truly okay to see more improvements come in over the Wi-Fi into your car for an absolute cost of nothing. This car, being now almost 3 years old, is just as new as a brand new car with all the functionality and features that you see inside of the car. There you have it. That's all I have, and I'm sorry it's gone so long here, but I think it's necessary to try to make people comfortable the way the car works here. And let me tell you, it is awesome to be home. I've been gone almost 6 weeks this year on my trips, and being back in the Tesla is absolutely awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll look for you in the next one, and take care.